Hello. So I guess I didn't have to use the fairy dragon. You're just there. Yeah, I can't use it. It's not a usable thing. Hello. Can I do anything with you? I'm pretty sure this pet just follows us around. Oh, no, no, no. It does give us a bonus, right? It does provide skill bonuses. Other bardic knowledge. Yeah, I guess it's, I guess just when the opportunities arise, this dragon is useful. I wonder if this is a reward for being a Kickstarter backer. They did something similar with, Pillars of Eternity, for which I think I was also a Kickstarter backer. But they gave me a free pet. What does summon Monster Zero? Let's try it. It says once per day. A murder pony. Hello. Wow. Hello, summon pony. Okay, we don't get any knowledge about it, but there it is. There's our murder pony. It's all cracked. I wonder if it actually does damage. What was that noise? Okay, so now we know that that happens. It will recharge. I guess I will keep both of those things on my belt. Halt is probably the person to manage those things. Should we go around and talk to some of the NPCs? Oh, we should have gone and talked to Lindsay. We kind of forgot that. Let's do that. And obviously, if you're not interested in this kind of like roleplay stuff, talking, you can always skip ahead. That's something you can do with YouTube. All right, a halfling girl with tousled hair, wearing a dusty traveler's outfit, sits chewing the tip of her quill. Just a moment. How should I put this? Oh, I know. Oh, hi. You came from... Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? You were born in Galt. And there's a little information about Galt, which I'm not going to read. In such a... You can pause it if you want on that. In such a tiny village, it is not even on the maps. If it weren't for my teacher, I'd still be living there, milking goats, weeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies, and using books only as kindling. Who was your teacher? A true saint. He was once an important person in the capital at the Church of Shellen, and we know about Shellen, but he got in trouble with the authorities and went on a self-imposed exile to the tiniest, most godforsaken, priestless village he could find, the one where I was born. Wanted to open a school, the villagers wouldn't let him. You can heal us all if you'd like, but no putting any ideas in our children's heads. It will only distract them from their work. But he did teach me on the sly. He taught me how to read, how to write. He gave me books, poems, legends. He was the one who taught me about the Arch Knights of Avestan. Avestan's a continent. Interesting. And when I told him I was going on a journey, he gave him a magic ring so that Shellen would protect me from harm. That's a nice way to make sure that Lindsay never dies, isn't it? I haven't seen him since I ran away from home. I hope he's all right. I ask Shellen every day to grant him a long life. And new students. Although I guess if Lindsay died, she would warp away from us. I don't know how that would work. Hopefully it never comes up. Archknights of Avestan, who are they? Oh, you haven't heard of them. How could you be a heroine without knowing one of the most epic stories in the history of stories? No, I won't spoil anything. You should just read about them yourself, every single chapter. Their adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest and writing about it to begin with. And now, look, at me, here I am, on a heroic quest. How'd you become a bard? When I realized there was nothing at home for me besides more radish patches, I decided to run away. A traveling book peddler, Tessie the Quill, happened to cross our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let her go until she agreed to take me as an apprentice. Together, we traveled everywhere, to Brevoy and Taldor and even Ustalav. And then I found out about the Academy of Grand Arts in Pitox, and I thought, well, I love stories, reading stories, so surely I can learn to write about them too. I enrolled on my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. Then they expelled me, but that's okay. They already taught me all the important stuff, and now with Shellen's help, I can manage on my own. Taldor. Okay. Interesting. Do you worship Shellen? Yes, not to offend the other gods, but she's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the world as it is, but only the eternal Rose, the goddess of beauty, calls us to the world as it should be. And that's Shellen. Just FYI, Halda, tabletop Halda, worships Desna, although not fervently so. But she is a casual worshiper of Desna, who is the goddess of freedom. Why are your clothes so messy? They don't look that messy in the profile. Forget it. I can't waste money on looks. I'd rather buy books instead. In 100 years, when people are reading my works, they aren't going to ask whether the author had holes in her sleeves. Okay? You came from Pitox, right? Tell me about it. Oh, I love Pitox, even though they kicked me out. A joyful place. What's life in Pitox like? Actually, it's always been a huge nest of thieves. Bandits, river pirates, smugglers, fences, card shark. I think it means card sharks. It's always been... Maybe not. Card sharps is fine. It's always been home for the likes of them. But that was before Irovetti became king. With him, a whole different life began there. Irovetti always wanted to make history, but not as another bandit with a crown, though that's exactly what he is. He wanted to be glorified through the centuries as a great patron of the arts. He built the Academy of Grand Arts. Interesting. And spent a whole lot of gold to assemble the best artists, poets, and musicians. Of course, the very best ones refused to go, but he got what he wanted in a way. If Pitox was once just a booze barn for thieves, now it's a cabaret. What do you know about King Irovetti? He won his crown on a game of cards, which says as much about Pitox as it does about him. He's fiendishly clever. Some cheats I know told me that the moment he appeared, he started to pull off such schemes that the old city masters just scratched their heads. With him in charge, gold flooded into Pitox, and also, he's incredibly, unimaginably, fantastically decadent and conceited. Getting drunk with whores at the pub, that's not Lord Iravetti's style. Oh no, he aims higher, dressing up like male Callistria. Interesting, who is the goddess of lust, with a golden codpiece and holding a 3-week orgy with dancing on the rooftops, parades, public executions, and a contest for the best ode to the great unrivaled king. That's more like it. Huh. I think one of the, there was one of the portraits when we could choose a character portrait that might be assigned to Irovetti, now that I'm seeing this description. There was sort of like a transgender one. And I think that might be who it is. He also likes singing. And he orders his guards to make the citizens gather for his shows. May Shellen have mercy on his listeners. Tell me about the academy you studied at. You know, jokes aside, I'm thankful for Irovetti to building it. But he has no taste at all whatsoever. He likes his art loud, bright, grandiose, and most importantly, glorifying His Royal Highness. He kicked out the best charcoal artist because he didn't want to spend money on gray scribbles. He sacked a masterful flute player from Tianxia for playing too quietly, and instead ordered them to open a kettle drum class. He even ordered the academy to expel me. And for what? An innocent limerick. Oh, we got to find out what that limerick is. Would you go back to the academy and finish your studies? I'd like to return, but on one condition. If they threw out 3/4 of the professors who teach there now and returned all the ones they banished. But if you ask me, I'm proud to have been expelled. If my art was to Irovetti's liking, then I would have reason to be ashamed. Let me ask you something else. Tell me about that book you're writing. Oh. My wife is asking me if I want a cheesesteak, so I have to briefly pause here and reply to her. Yes, please. Send. And that means that she is probably on her way home, probably in about 40 minutes. And when she comes home, that's going to be the signal to stop this. And this is I've been playing this in one long session. So far, it's been 3 hours and 6 minutes. I started this with about half a can of Coke Life. You can probably hear my voice getting a little parched. So when she does get home, that's going to be the signal to stop this playthrough. And that's what you're going to see parsed out in 2 weeks, however long that is. So let's see, 3 hours. If I do 6 episodes a week and 12 episodes, what's 3 hours? Whatever, I'll figure it out later. Anyway, why are you writing? What's the point? When I was at the academy, Eobald, the insightful, began his literature course with the question, what is a person? And he answered, a person is a storytelling animal. Our world does not consist of things. All these woods, seas, and cities, it consists of stories about those things. The stories we tell to ourselves and to each other. Just think about it. Centuries will pass, and there will be no me and no you. All your subjects will be long gone, but you and I will live on in people's memories and influence their deeds, thanks to this very book. I'm also going to pause here. Let me say that in my other campaign, when I'm playing the evil sorcerer, I am not reading all this stuff out loud. I am mostly just kind of scanning it and skipping through, because that's my tendency. This Let's Play, I think this is actually kind of awesome. I'm really enjoying... I like reading stuff. I like reading narrative. And this is kind of giving me the opportunity to read it and to actually, like, really get into the lore of this universe, which I wasn't doing before. And I hope you're digging that. I'm digging it. I know this is very, very slow going, but I'm really digging kind of like going through all of this lore and getting really into it at this slow pace. So I hope you're enjoying that. Ooh, I'm not going to say this. Your command language is not that good. Your book is full of inconsistencies. How do you feel about me reading your work in progress? Yeah, that's something Halda would ask. Well, these are only drafts, but of course you're welcome to read them. Just keep in mind that even if you don't like what I write about, I won't change a single letter, so don't even ask. Of course, it's a book about you, but it's my book. Understood? Her eyes glow rebelliously. What's the neutral good option? There isn't one. As long as you write the truth, I have no objection. Yeah, Halda doesn't care much about lying to get to, for the sake of good. She's not lawful, per se. Unless, you know, unless that's, like, going to benefit goodness. Write whatever you wish. I doubt you would defame me, or for that matter, overpraise. She's not really chaotic either. I mean, she does, you know, she's neutral. Neutral good. Write whatever you wish, but it's your right. But I shall decide if your book is allowed on my lands. I will be remembered for my deeds, not for your book. I have no interest in censorship. Any stories about me are welcome as long as they're interesting. Let's go with one of these good options. We'll do it with chaotic good. Thank you for your trust. I will not set out to please you, of course, but I still hope that you'll like my book as much as my other readers. Okay. What kind of character am I? Truth be told, I was a little afraid of meeting a real hero. In books, they're all protectors of the weak and poor, but what about in real life? But you eased all my fears with 2 shakes of a tail. You're a true heroine. Just like in the legends. My new fear is that in 100 years, my readers will say that people like you never existed, but I'm writing the truth. Sometimes you follow the rules, sometimes you make up your own. Your actions are hard to predict. That's what makes you so interesting to read about. Okay. Tell me about your friendship with Tessie the Quill. What's there to say? The books woke my urge to travel, but it was only thanks to Tessie that I managed to really get out of my village. At first, Tessie tried in vain to get rid of me, but later when I told her I was staying in Pitox, she even shed a tear. I wonder where she is now. What's the deal with that ring? She already told us about this, but... it's a gift to me from my first teacher. It's imbued by the powers of Shellen. When I get myself in trouble, it transports me to a safe spot. So please don't get angry with me if I suddenly disappear from a fight. I'll wait for you here, promise. She will wait for us here. That is good to know. I wasn't sure if we would have to, like, go rescue her or something like that. No, we're not going to tell her to leave and don't return. We want our newly minted alchemist with us. Don't leave without me. I could just write whatever you tell me, but if I wanted to stay cooped up in a dusty room, I'd be sleeping through lectures at the academy. All right. Good to know.
Let us press on.
And I'll quick save it after we do all those dialogue options. Our murder pony is gone. I wonder for how long it's summoned. Now, Boken... Remind me what you do here. You're an herbalist. You make potions and sell them. Can I help you in any way? Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red, look a lot like raspberries. Fangberries, I call them. I'd be real grateful if you'd gather a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick. If you do, they'll spoil quickly. This quest is in the tabletop game. But Boken isn't here. Boken is actually in a little hermit hut, like a hex away. The spiders are extremely mean. I'll give you some alchemist fires. Crafted them myself. Burn those spiders. Teach them how to claim my Fangberry Cave. This is something they added in a patch. Before, the encounter that he's talking about with the spiders is way, way too hard. When I encountered it in tabletop, there were like 2 spider swarms and a spider. And just because of the game mechanics, it wasn't too difficult. Because we were complaining about so much, they added this where Boken just gives you fire, and there will be further explanation. It's still super, super hard. I will tell you that. He also needs a bucket of moon radishes. They're a rare and mysterious plant. He doesn't know where to find them, but he knows that kobolds gather them and value them highly. That's also in the tabletop. Why do you need them? You want to know, huh? Well, I'll gladly tell you after you bring them to me. Okay, I'll try to help. What do you have? So you sell potions, which could be really useful. And they are, so it looks like selling is the same price, but I happen to know on my other game, pretty much as far as I've gotten is helping him in the first quest, which is how I know how hard that encounter is. And after you help him, the prices do go down. So I think buying prices go down. Selling prices never do. So you can always feel free to sell everything you have without fear of, you don't want to have to, fear of waiting, hanging on to that encumbrance until you're able to get a better price. That said, so we have 6 potions there. We also, of course, have our alchemist. And we'll probably want to give you some potions. I'm not sure why the acid ones are half the price. Oh, the range increment. Alchemist Fire has a much bigger range increment, but they do the same damage. Still, we're talking about swarms. I think we should buy a bunch of alchemist flasks, especially just because Lindsay here is going to use flasks all the time. That's 100 gold. You know what? I'm going to buy 20 for 200 gold. How much gold do we have? How do I see that? No. I want to see our gold. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable doing that. Those are going to be really nice to have. Alchemist Fire is good. Yeah, that's true. We might want Alchemist Fire instead. And these prices are going to go down. All right, let's just take 10. Move 9. For 100. We have 19 potions of Cure Light Wounds. Those might go pretty quickly, although that is a lot. We have some wands here. I have a tendency to never use potions. Okay. Is there anything I can offer you? No. Okay, cool. Thank you, Boken. And we got a quest there. Let's talk with some of our other NPCs. Or I quick save it. Here's Amiri. We're gonna talk? All right, spill it, I'm listening. We're just talking. You don't like it? Don't know. Depends what we're talking about. If it's monsters or swords or scars, I approve. That's good. And if you're gonna ask questions like why and what for and how, screw this. Or you got even harder ones. That's a formidable sword, but it's not just a simple weapon, is it? Check out how big it is. Even though she's extremely strong, she still has difficulty wielding such a large sword. Kind of looks like Cloud Sword from Final Fantasy VII, right? The sword belonged to a real blasted frost giant. I killed the beast and took this looker for myself. Fit me perfect. My damn trophy. Tell me about yourself. First, I'm a barbarian. I'm strong. I grew up in the realm of the Mammoth Lords, which you can read about right here. I left my tribe, the Six Bears, and I like fights. What's it like to be a barbarian in the Six Bears tribe? Ha! Our people are big and strong. We can cut a monster in half with one swing. We can walk 3 days and nights with no rest. We can eat a whole fried oryx. I guess you had to do a lot of training to become as strong as you are. Training? Ha ha ha. No one freaking trained me. The boys of the Six Bears got the training. All I could do was watch. And you know what? They were still crap even after all that training because I kicked their butts hard. Animals, bandits, monsters, all thought they were stronger than me. Idiots. Because if you start a fight, you think you can win. You think you're stronger than your enemy. I defeated them all. See all the scars on my face? What does the realm of the Mammoth Lords look like? Huge and freezing. No place for weaklings. Tribes hunt oryx herds to survive. Oryx are fast, so tribes follow herds for days. just to not die of hunger. If you're weak, you stay behind and die in the snow. Tribe cannot stop. Why did you leave your tribe? Because they're assholes, all of them. Men were cowards and scoundrels. Women were scared like sheep. Men there think no girl can be a fighter because they are weak. They are afraid a woman can beat them. And females just nod. Go sew hides, cook meat, watch kids. That's what they always say. But I'm a warrior, damn it. I won't cook hides and watch meat. I told them so. I went hunting with men, and what did I get? Still the same. You are a woman. You stay home. Even gave me a nickname, the Soft Chieftain. Like a warrior woman was a funny joke. Damn, I even went to hunt those frost giants, and there. Yeah, this is where I draw the line on saying things out loud. Because that's a PG channel, for gosh sakes. So I left. Cowards, scoundrels, sissies there were. And that's why. You're quite a good fighter. Quite good, huh? Compared to who? If I was a crappy male, I'd fight better. Is that what you say? Or you say I could be better? Like, go get some training, Amiri, right? You're very good at fight. You're an excellent warrior. I've just given you a compliment. That's all. True. I fight good. That's what I do best. Do we tell her that she's rude? I don't know if anything good will come of that. I don't think... Hulda's not, like, a doormat, but... I think of her as, like, a pragmatic diplomat. And diplomats don't tell people they're rude. They're gonna try to make people happy so that they can get what they want for the good of the realm or whatever. Thanks for telling me. Let's talk about something else. Why'd you leave your tribe? What's the story about the frost giants? I already told you they were assholes. They treat women like sheep. As for giants, I'll tell you later. Maybe. Someday. All right. Thanks. Talking. When will we do some monster killing? I like Amiri. Oh, I like this dog. Hey, dog. What's up? Training mannequin. I don't think I can attack it or anything.